Thanks for watching the news with me, George MISINDE. First, the headlines. President Lazarus Chakwera has asked Malawians to use social media responsibly to build the country and not to destroy it. 18 women and 3 children perish in a road accident at Lizulu in Cheu district. In this week's special report, Sam Kalimira takes us to different tourism sites in the northern region, which locals can patronize at manageable prices. We have these and other stories. Stay tuned. International Airport in Lilongwe on return from the United Kingdom, where he attended the Global Education Summit. More in this report.
Briefing reporters in Lilongwe on arrival from the UK, Chakwera said it is crucial for Malawians to cross-check facts before posting anything on the social media. He said time has come for Malawi to start using the social media responsibly to build Malawi and not to destroy it.
My second appeal is to Malawians who have a platform on social media and the press, Malawians whose voices are heard by other nationals around the world. Whether you like it or not, you are Malawi's online ambassadors to the world. Whatever you say about Malawi through your platforms, a global reach is what the world will believe is true. My appeal is that before you write something about Malawi or Malawians and send it to the ends of the world at viral velocities, check, please, and check, please, and check again.
Before the briefing, Chakwera observed a minute of silence in honor of the 21 people who died in a road accident near Lizulu in Dedza district in the wee hours of Sunday. Vice President Saulos Chirima told Chakwera that government has assisted the bereaved families with coffins as well as money for the funerals. Chakwera has since declared 2 days of mourning in honor of the departed souls.
A tragic road accident involving 3 vehicles on Sunday claimed the lives of 21 people, with 8 others seriously injured at Lizulu in Cheu. This happened after a vehicle they were traveling in was involved in a road accident at the area between Mlanda and Lizulu trading centers along Dedza and Cheu M1 road. The 21 fatalities are 18 women and 3 children. Imam Wali has filed this report, read in our studios by Elvis Hoa.
According to Ncheu Police Public Relations Officer Hastings Jigalu, Edombewe, 36, who hails from Chimire Village, Traditional Authority in Somba in Blantyre, was driving a Toyota Coaster from the
8 that was being driven by Alfred Kennedy, 57, of Mbozi Village TA, Kasumbu, here in Dedza. So following the impact that the coaster was hit from behind, it went to the offside extreme where it overturned upside down. So we're still the freight liner followed to where the coaster overturned and rested on top of it. So this is why we are saying that we've lost such a huge number of people through this accident. And we understand that all of these passengers from this coaster were coming from an exchange visit with their women, fellow women grouping at Chindole village in Mulanda here in Ncheu. These people came from Chikwawa, so this was a journey going back to Chikwawa after paying such a visit to their counterparts. So this is very sad indeed.
All the dead bodies and those injured during the accident were ferried to Dedza District Hospital. From there were taken to Chikwawa. Government, through the Department of Disaster Management Affairs, DOTMA, has come in to assist those affected. DOTMA Public Relations Officer Chipirido Kamula, in an interview, said all the arrangements will be handled by the government.
I can confirm with you that the government has already provided some resources through Dotima, and as I'm talking to you now, we have made some arrangements to provide coffins, transportation, and as well as funds to cater for the other funeral arrangements. Let me also point out that the department will also provide funds to cater for medical expenses for the injured.
This year alone, from January to June, Ncheu district has registered a total of 90 road accidents, of which 38 are fatal.
Malawi is expected to receive 302,400 doses of Johnson & Johnson COVID-19 vaccines on Friday, the first of its kind to come into the country. Minister of Health, who is also the co-chairperson of the Presidential Task Force on COVID-19, Kumbize Kandolo-Jibonda, says the vaccines will be available in all vaccination sites by Monday, August 9. Matthews Kasanda reports.
Chibonda says the Johnson & Johnson vaccine requires a person to receive only one shot. Hence, the Johnson & Johnson will only be given to those who have not received any type of vaccine. The minister said this in the COVID-19 update statement released on 31st July 2021. The minister has explained that those that received the first dose of AstraZeneca vaccine are not eligible to receive the Johnson & Johnson vaccine, but have to wait for AstraZeneca vaccine to complete their second dose. She, however, assured those that may fail to access the vaccines from the current lot not to panic, indicating that more AstraZeneca doses will arrive in the country in 2 weeks' time. Meanwhile, health activist Mazigo Matimba says there's a need for all concerned stakeholders to ensure that the message about the Johnson & Johnson is properly disseminated.
More especially now, as you know, that there is these other new vaccines which are coming, which we have been advocating for as civil society and the stakeholders, that we need to have a cocktail of many vaccines to supplement AstraZeneca, which is challenging most of the time in terms of the availability at the global level. They have to reach out to everyone so that people are aware, so that there's no any other misinformation. Because what we know, all vaccines are important and are equally effective to anyone else. According
to the Ministry of Health, by Saturday last week, 153,729 people had received the first dose of AstraZeneca and 138,134 people had received the second dose.
The fight against human trafficking could be far from over if uncharted routes are not mastered by the country's security agencies. Minister of Homeland Security Richard Chimwendo Banda observed this during this year's commemoration against trafficking in persons. At the commemoration held in
The commemorations started with a parade as a call to Malawians to join hands in ending human trafficking. Chimwendo Banda, who presided over the event, said it is high time uncharted routes were mastered by security agencies so that it is way easier to corner human traffickers. Chimwendo Banda then warned that security officers who aid human trafficking in the country will not be shielded, adding that so far 12 security officers have been suspended over the same crime.
We have taken a serious approach towards this. No one is being protected, whether what rank they are, or no matter how many years they have stayed in the service. But if they have been found that they are aiding human trafficking, they are facing the consequences. So we have also tightened the monitoring within the security system to make sure whosoever is found doing that is actually facing the consequences.
Chimwendo's remarks came at a time when police in Talide intercepted 77 Ethiopians on Friday who illegally entered Malawi and were heading to Mzuzu. In her remarks, Minister of Gender, Community Development and Social Welfare, Patricia Kariati, appealed to Malawians, especially those that are offered employment and education scholarships abroad, to verify with the government to avoid bogus opportunities. Chairperson of Malawi Network Against Trafficking, Roderick Mlonya, says human trafficking is very serious in Malawi, but only that civic education is minimal.
Civic education is very little. Very few people do know and do understand what trafficking in persons is all about. So the challenge that we have is that Malawians are not aware of issues to do with trafficking in persons. Again, issues to do with the financial mobilization resources to non-state actors like the Malawi Network Against Trafficking. It's an organization. It's a network of over 300 NGOs and civil society organizations. So the challenge comes in, how do civil society organizations and NGOs do have money to check what is actually happening and to check civic education to our people.
At least 608 people were rescued from human trafficking in 2020, a rise from 147 in 2019.
The Malawi Electoral Commission, MEC, says it has spent about 3 billion kwacha in conducting by-elections from July 2020 to June 2021. MEC spokesperson Sangwani Mafulira says there is no average cost of holding a parliamentary or local government by-election. Wezi Gausi has a report.
The by-election follows vacant seats of parliament and the local government councillors due to deaths and court nullifying the electoral results. Mafulira says the cost varies from one to another depending on variables which include distance, among others. He says that the cost may rise if the commission needs to hire boats and helicopters to access some of the areas where by-elections are supposed to take place. Some of the areas that make hard to conduct by-elections include Palombe North constituency, where on June 22, 2020, High Court Judge Roland Mvundula nullified parliamentary results, in Mangosh North East, where on June 8, 2020, High Court Judge Joseph Chigona also declared parliamentary results invalid.
You are watching Times News. We'll be back after the break.
I got a call from my driver telling me that my motor vehicle was involved in an accident in Balapa. I was shocked and very worried, considering that the car was only 4 months old.
Get your vehicle covered against road accidents, fire, theft, and third-party liabilities.
Accommodating and professional all the time.
Our professional and friendly staff will ensure that you get the best customer experience that is second to none. For more information, visit our offices in Lilongwe at Area 3 Judge Building, opposite the District Commissioner's office. And in Blantyre, visit our offices at Livingstone House behind Plantation House.
I recommend CIC all day, every day for all your insurance needs.
CIC, we keep our word.
Every single day, life gives us a chance to make smart choices. A choice of having smooth, glowing skin, to feel comfortable, no grease, to stay hygiene and safe from COVID-19. Make a smart choice today by choosing Purity products and stay pure.
Welcome back. Malawi tourism sector contribution to the gross domestic product has remained static at around 7% for the past 2 years. According to World Tourism and Travel Council figures, the tourism sector contributes a total of 7.7% to the GDP. This is because the country depends a lot on foreign tourists than locals. In this week's special report, Sam Kalimira takes us to different tourism sites in the northern region where locals can patronize at manageable prices. More in this report.
Welcome to the Lakeshore district of Nkatabe, a hub of tourism in the northern region. Tourists, both local and foreign, enjoy the fresh waters of Lake Malawi. Lusukwe Beach is a wonder according to testimonies we have gathered, but its beauty can only be appreciated if we can travel by boat. Davy Kondowe, a tour guide, will take us there and assures us of our safety.
Normally take a boat because there's no road up to there, so we have to take a boat on the coast. So we stop by Umba Park where there's 2 fish eagles. We feed them, they come very close to us. And then from there we head on to Lusukwe Beach. It's a small beach, but we've got a few things we can do there. We normally do rock jumping, and then we do beach volleyball. We have a local lunch there, and we go for a village walk.
It is an interesting journey sailing in the waters of Lake Malawi while admiring the beauty of hills and the shores, the cool breeze encapsulates the peaceful nature of this God's wonder. The fish eagles flying tactically in search of prey and enjoyment are such a beauty to the eye. Another tour guide, Bernard Nyirenda, says they are John and Mary, pointing at the 2 fish eagles in vicinity. He says the pair is friendly and used to them sailing in the area because they usually bring fish to the beds.
Quite interesting, and we went also to see the fish eagle. That's we call it Mary and John. We give this name according to sometimes when we go there with some tourists, they get interesting if we give them the names.
The ride is never a bore as drums from the boat beat and songs to entertain us as passengers. It is really exciting to watch people on a rock jumping spot along Umba Park. However, it is sad that only a few local tourists patronize such places. Kondowe said people think it is expensive to be at the lake, saying only international tourists can afford.
Normally we've got 3 types of prices. We've got the international one, the resident foreigners, and the local prices. So local prices are always low because according to how much people can earn. So I cannot charge a local like international one, no.
Manager of Nkaka Lodge, which is along the lake, Apron Soko, concurs with Nyirenda, saying the locals should be the first to patronize tourist sites and lodges because they are manageable.
Actually, Nkaka Lodge was built.
This is Vwaza and Wildlife Reserve, another place to sample in case one wants a difference from shores of Lake Malawi. The reserve has a wonderful mix of vegetation, forest and grassland, thin woodlands and marsh. It has 300 elephants, 400 buffaloes and a lot of hippos, which can easily be seen from Lake Kazoni. Dennis Kabota, law enforcer at Vwaza, explains how fulfilling it is for patrons to be at the reserve compared with Lake Malawi.
So it's very easy to see elephants in Vwaza as compared to other protected areas. The second reason is the distance from Vwaza to Mzuzu and Rumpi is very close. So most tourists are able to move from either Mzuzu or Rumpi to here. Within a day they are here and they can go back and they are able to see elephants, which most of the tourists are interested to see in a protected area like this one.
Government is aware that tourism sector has been hit hard by COVID-19, hence promoting domestic tourism, which encourages locals to visit sites. Northern Region Tourism Officer Japhet Kaweruza said the department trained tourist operators on how they can serve customers in a wake of the pandemic.
There are a lot of international restrictions. International travelers are no longer coming here to Malawi. So as a matter of sustaining tourism businesses in the country, we have thought of developing or promoting the domestic tourism strategy, which encourages Malawi to travel.
Nkaka Lodge manager Nyirenda agrees with Kaweruza that COVID-19 or minus the pandemic, a tourist is always safe.
You can see how the interest we have noticed. We have a water with the soap to wash hands and the sanitizer at the reception. We encourage our customers to put on the mask. If they don't have, we give them. So that's what we are following.
It is high time Malawians embrace the beauty of their country, the warm heart of Africa, as it's fondly called. Such is the only way that we can collectively woo foreigners to experience the beauty of our motherland, the mesmerizing beauty of Nyika National Park, tantalizing sounds of Manchewe Falls, homely lodges of Karonga, Nkatabe and Salima. What else can one ask for when they want to relax and escape from the everyday hassles that come with life?
The Ministry of Trade says membership of the Buy Malawi strategy has declined following the non-renewal of licenses by its members due to the COVID-19 pandemic. According to the ministry, membership was at 89 since the strategy started in 2016, but it has currently declined to 67. Patience Lunda with the details.
Deputy Director of Domestic Trade, Charity Musunzo, said most of its members have decried the rise in prices of other production materials at the international market because the pandemic has hit the whole globe, hence failing to produce as expected. She made the remarks in Mzuzu during the opening of a Buy Malawi Strategy exhibition, which was organized by the Buy Malawi Strategy Secretariat, which is under the Ministry of Trade. Musunzo added that the problem has escalated due to the influx in illegal importation of goods into the country, a situation which is creating unfair trading practices among business people.
Most of them are citing COVID-19 as a challenge, that they are not failing to pick up the business. So we are still waiting for them to renew their membership, but we could have even maybe hit up to 150 members since we started. But because sometimes when you are starting
with the pandemic,
it came, that also brought its own challenges, where we had so many restrictions in terms of production and also in the market. Restrictions in terms of opening outlets where we sell our products and even movement.
The Buy Malawi strategy was designed to promote the consumption of locally produced goods and services.
And that's the news, but before we go, the headlines again. President Lazarus Chakwera has asked Malawians to use social media responsibly to build the country and not to destroy it. 18 women and 3 children perished in a road accident at Lizulu in Cheo district. In this week's special report, Sam Kalimira takes us to different tourism sites in the northern region, which locals can patronize at manageable prices. Remember, you can get more on these and other stories by visiting our website www.times.mw, liking our Facebook page, Times360 Malawi, and following us on Twitter at Times360 Malawi. Remember to wash your hands regularly, observe social and physical distance, and mask up. Please stay safe. You've been with me, George MISINDE.
Together, man.